Welcome to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. This is Comicstorian, where we take some of your favorite comic books, video games, and movies, and we break them down into digestible bites so that you can take this knowledge and get the next issue, or just talk to your friends about your favorite comic books. Don't forget to just support this industry by clicking that link down below to get yourself the next issue, but let's talk about Last Ronin. This comic book is basically the ending of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saga with the last remaining turtle, and in it we're going to discover who the last turtle is and what happened to everyone. I hope you guys are looking forward to this. I enjoyed this story, and here we go. Let's start The Last Ronin, Issue 1. The Ronin dips his hand into the toxic sludge. You can hear the voice of his brother speaking nearby. The water is cold and toxic as hell, and he can hear his brother stating that he'd be crazy to swim through it. Maybe. But no bridges or boats don't leave me with much of a choice. The Ronin states, steadying the weapons on his back. Stay behind if it bothers you that much. He snaps, wading through that brown water. Where you go, we go. You know that, his brothers tell him. And he swims across the icy toxins for a short time, making it to the island. Making it to the wall quickly, he throws a pair of shuriken. Taking out one of the cameras, and a couple of crappy cameras and rusty barbed wire tell the Ronin that they are more worried about people escaping than trying to break in. He pulls free a grappling hook, pulling himself up and over the wall, leaping into the lights of the city within. And he moves through the alleyway, surprised at how crowded and bright the city truly is. And I thought the Lower East Side was crowded before, his brother whispers to him. Doesn't matter. The plan stays the same. I just need to get from here to there, he says, motioning with his sai to the tower in the center of the city. His brothers question him, worrying how he's going to manage his little mission, and pointing out that security is going to be off the charts. You know the drill. Overadapt and overcome, the Ronin whispers. Spying a motorcycle nearby, he steals that, riding through the streets of the city, not trying to be stealthy for a few minutes. He roars down the street until he reaches the base of the tower, discovering a group of trucks at the refueling station. Should have stole a glider, Snake Plissken, or a catapult. Silent but deadly, his brothers joke as the Ronin takes in the number of security guards. The Ronin knows that he needs a diversion and revs the engine of the bike. Driving forward, he jams a stick of dynamite into the handlebars, leaping away. That bike hits the fuel truck, and the Ronin uses the explosion to launch himself into the air. He bounces and he flips from hovercar to the wall, finally grabbing onto a ledge near a vent at the tower. Wow, that was graceful, his brothers joke as he pulls himself inside. Worked, didn't it? The Ronin growls, and they begin to make suggestions about hacking into the mainframe and sneaking past the guards, but the Ronin could smell it. He knows where they are. You can take the turtle out of the sewer, but you can't take the sewer out of the turtle, he jokes as he pulls himself through the cables to discover a manhole cover. What does that even mean? His brothers question, but the Ronin ignores it, popping the manhole and pulling himself in. An alarm begins to chime as the Ronin gets back onto the street. I don't remember a lot of manhole alarms back in the day, his brothers note. And the Ronin tells them to be quiet as he looks around. Behind him, a security ninja comes running forward, ordering him to halt. And a second quickly joins it. The Ronin throws down a few smoke pellets, quickly vanishing into the haze, leaping into the shadows as the guards follow him. The Ronin leaps and attacks the robot, slamming into it with his fist and feet. The robot falls and the Ronin turns to leave. Halt! It commands as it struggles to its feet. The Ronin turns, pulling free his tonfa, rushing at it. He keeps smashing it, blocking its attacks even as it repeats for him to halt, and one final blow knocks its head clean off, and the Ronin is shocked at what he sees. What the hell? He whispers, his brothers looking on, shocked that the guard is a human mixed with robot parts. What kind of sick freak does that to someone? They all ask. It's the reason I'm here. That's who. The Ronin snaps, and more guards arrive, and the Ronin quickly disappears into the shadows once more. He moves through the upper city, avoiding the guards as best as he can, killing them when he has to. They continue to chase him inside of the apartment building, and as he gets to the roof, he knocks off another one of the guards as he leaps away. Jumping down, he lands in front of a speeding train, flipping onto the train's roof and then backflipping away. Landing on the top of a police car, he opens the door, knocking the guards out, and he reaches for the controls, but the car is stuck and flies in a straight line. He manages to leap away as the car explodes behind him. Smooth moves. You still can't fly 10 feet in a straight line, his brothers joke. Whatever. Shut up. He snaps, continuing to leap along the rooftops, getting closer and closer to his target. Inside of his tower, Oroka Hiroto stands in his office, his guards coming over the radio telling him that they have an intruder in the city. He nods, telling them to stream the intruder's capture and execution to the entire city. So the Ronin turtle continues to move across the rooftops, finding another way into the tower. But the guards are massing. Luckily, he is ninja. He leaps up, clinging to the bottom of one of the police cars, using it to make his way into the tower. Easy. There's military-grade equipment and hardcore foot soldiers everywhere. Yeah, and the entrance to the upper level is way on the other side of the platform. His brothers warn. The Ronin grabs another bike, riding it across the platform, knocking the foot soldiers away. He tosses that bike and making it blow up in front of them, knocking out the guard station. But the foot suddenly surround him and the Ronin has no choice. Leaping among them, he lashes out with foot, fists, and weapons, and the elite foot soldiers charge at him. The Ronin flips and he rolls, throwing knives at the robots, dropping it hard. He turns, glaring at the cameras that stare down at him. I know you're watching, Oroko Hiroto. And I know you're scared. I'm coming for you, you coward! He shouts, and in his office, Hiroto is shocked as he stares at the video feed. A mutant turtle? I want all available foot to the tower now, he shouts into the comms. The Ronin comes charging out of the hallway, attacking the rest of the foot soldiers as they turn to attack him, and slamming open another door, he finds two ninjas standing before him. Elite ninja, I must be getting close now, he thinks to himself. Drop your weapons and wait for extermination, the ninja orders. But the Ronin draws his katana, rushing forward, metal meets metal as the Ronin quickly cuts through them with his blade. He blocks their attacks, cutting through their joints before attaching a bomb to one of their chests, kicking them out the window. Activate the Stockman tech! Oroko Hiroto orders from his office. The Ronin continuing to scale the tower. He enters another room when the Mouser suddenly appears, chewing through the walls. Flying Mousers with lasers? Fine! Localize the EMP, the Ronin thinks, pulling free a small device. He draws his blade for the large Mouser as it rushes at him, and he stabs it through the joint, but the robot is still moving too fast. The robot's momentum carries them through the window, and he plummets to the street below. Another window breaks his fall, and the Ronin continues, bouncing off the side of the building until he lands amongst the people below. Hiroto, come face me! The Ronin struggles, every bone in his body feels broken as he tries to stand, blood pouring out of his mouth as he continues to yell. The security droids, they come forward. They order the crowd to disperse, so the Ronin struggles up, trying to escape into the alleyways of the city. Hey, bag of bolts! Dude you're looking for is not dead! Took off that way! A young woman named Jones points out. As the foot began to move off, Jones tells her friends to keep watch and moves in the actual direction that the Ronin went. Holy hell, this guy's bleeding! She notes as she follows the trail of blood to the opened manhole cover. In his office, Oroko Hiroto is angered to hear that his soldiers allowed the turtle to escape. He is shocked that one of the mutants remains to challenge him, believing that he had wiped them all out years ago. He crosses the chamber to a cryopod, promising his mother that he would find the mutant and kill him, finishing what she was unable to years before. The Ronin continues to move forward in the sewers, blood leaking from his wounds, and he coughs, spitting blood into the muck as he stumbles. The end is close. He can feel it. Dude, you don't gotta, his brothers begin. But the Ronin tells them to be quiet. He pulls out their weapons, and one by one, he lays the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' weapons in front of him, next to their masks, which he drapes over the hardware. And finally, Splinter's journal. He misses them all so much, and he bows over the display in front of him, before finally picking up his now broken katana. I'm sorry, Father. I failed you. Please forgive me, he whispers as he points the tip of the blade against his stomach. But suddenly his cough, strength leaving his body as he falls to the floor. No, not like this, he gasps, blackness overtaking him. There's a beeping sound in the background as the Ronin opens up his eyes. His brothers stand before him, and they laugh, and they joke about how he got his butt kicked. He looks around, and they're back in the old lair. Thank God you're up, a voice calls out, and the Ronin turns to the voice. April? Is that you? He gasps, and April O'Neil stands before him, her face rather aged. I'm so relieved you're awake. You had me worried, mister. But who were you talking to, Michelangelo? She asks him. And that is issue 1 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. And now I want to do these episodes individually because we've done the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books a long time ago, but we stopped midway, and then we did some Power Rangers and Turtles, and then I heard about Last Ronin, and I heard that this was coming out, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to bring you guys the individual issues for this particular one, and if you do like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we will pick up where we left off with Leonardo fighting against the Turtles of City Fall. So let me know what you think about this story in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on this video. Get that engagement up. Get people watching this if you want me to keep doing Turtles. Regardless of how well this video does, we will be continuing The Last Ronin. This story will be concluded here on Comicstorian. So let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to subscribe to us over on Patreon to get early access to our videos as well. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time right here at Comicstorian.